All right. I know that was an abrupt cutoff. I kind of roughly made that today, but welcome to Hotel Nerd. I'm Chris,
And I'm John from Movie Lovers Unite.
and as everybody already knows, we are going to be joined by Kate and Brett. I'm going to bring them in right now.
We're here.
Sorry,
Okay.
Kate, I caught you off guard.
Oh, I knew you were bringing me in. I just happened to be picking my nose. I could have
All right.
stopped picking. I could have not. I could have. There was an option where I don't pick my nose at all. You know what I mean?
That
I
could have
just
been an
didn't go with that
option.
Yeah, it was in the
Right.
cards.
And we also have a surprise guest that wasn't announced.
Ooh.
So I'm going to bring him in now. Kate, you've already actually talked to him before, but I guess you've never actually met him on camera. Mr. Jay Wade from this SEN Afterlife.
Hey. What
Hey
is
guys, how
up?
you doing?
Good,
Oh,
good.
There's the voice I know so well.
Oh, it's great. Yeah, Kate, it's great to actually see you when I hear your voice for once.
No, it's so good to see you. How are you?
I'm doing very well. I'm doing good. Thank you.
Did you come on to this to ask Brett to his face to please stop dodging your show?
I did
No,
dodge it.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I know he's not. He keeps telling me how hard it is to schedule. I was like, Jay's easy breezy. He'll make it work for you.
I did.
yeah, I'm pretty easy. But we
Yeah.
got you on the book, so
Yeah, well, we could talk about crazy schedules with me too, because we're trying to get John and
Yeah.
I on Afterlife, and my work schedule is just not having it.
Yeah.
So,
but we are going to
we're
make it happen for sure.
Oh yeah.
But thank you guys, John and Chris, for having me on. I really appreciate it, inviting me on, and especially with Brett and Kate on too. That'll be fun.
Oh yeah,
You're
well,
welcome.
it was already fun in the green room before we got started. Before Kate and Brett even got on here, me yelling at PayPal trying to get it to work, and let's just say it not on each other's Christmas cards list right now.
And sound issues with me as well.
John, I
So-
feel like you and I have met before at a live event, haven't we, John? Or no? No.
No, I wanted to. I've always wanted to go to the Schmodown and everything.
you never-
I just never
okay.
got a chance to.
You look so familiar.
But, you know. Uh-oh.
No, I think he froze.
No, perfect. No. Who froze? Okay, who's frozen?
Who's frozen? Wait, everybody just freeze and then we'll have to get.
Everybody I look at looks frozen, and then I'm like, wait, who are we talking about? Oh,
John, I that question made John go away.
oh.
Here's you guys, here's a great game. Everybody freeze and see if you could tell who's actually frozen. Really good, guys.
I can't have my hand involved. I've got this sort of thing going.
It's
I
called
don't know
a familial
Yeah.
tremor.
Is it?
Yeah, I have it too. Just
Yeah.
not near as bad, but I do have it.
I don't know
My
if
dad
it's
has
like medication or what, but I mean it's been recent, and then I don't know if it's just getting old, but like
Mine's this.
yeah, oh, a little caffeine. Maybe that's it. Maybe it's too much of the yerba mate. Just trying to stay awake.
Those things, there's no caffeine in those.
Those are like supercharged caffeine.
Oh, I know. I rolled my eyes as I said it. Wait, Brett,
You were giving me a hard time about drinking those Bang energy drinks. Now that was like,
Now, is there really a drink called Bang?
yes.
Okay, because I saw a video on YouTube of some girl on college campus doing pranks, and she's going up to guys going, "Hey, you want to bang?" And I didn't get it, but then she's handing them some can of drink. I'm like, dude, what is going on?
Yeah, it's kind of touted as kind of almost like a post-workout. You know, it's got BCAAs, branded chain amino acids, right, Kate? You know what those are? It's got CoQ10.
it's got some like turmeric in it.
It's got a lot of stuff to kid yourself into thinking you're drinking something that's healthy, but basically it's sucralose and caffeine. Yeah.
Wait, is sucralose the stuff that makes you poop yourself? Is that what Olestra was made of?
No, that was Olean.
Oh, okay. My bad.
believe.
Look at you.
And then you could get Ally was that diet thing that you would take, and it would take all the fat out of your food, so you would just have like grease slick poop. So it was just like yeah, it's pretty nice. How many poop references was that so far? Is that our first one or?
You guys, I think everybody
I
knows.
think it was like 3 and 1, wasn't
Yeah.
it?
I stole this
Wow.
from Bonnie Somerville.
What is it?
Just a giant ass mug. I have to do. It's a two-hander.
You stole the
Oh yeah,
actual
that's what
mug?
you said. That looked like something from Friends.
Yeah. No, I don't know why we had, but I was giving her a hard time, and here I am with this giant monster.
Where did you steal it from?
Oh, I didn't steal it at all. I don't even know where it came. I think it might have. You know what? This might have had flowers in it. You know, I think that's what it was. And I'm like, my wife's like, well, let's get rid. And then you can't toss that out.
I also love that you're like, I stole this from Bonnie Somerville. None of us know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And then we're like, well, where did you steal it from? You're like, no, I didn't steal this thing. We're like, you just said, now we understand. You're saying you stole the concept of drinking a mug?
No, I guess you missed. Well, I
Borrowed it.
Well, I know you watch every episode you're not on, but I think it was the one that she was on when we got the Zoom working. She had this mug, and when she lifted, it would cover the entire screen, and it was just like that. So that's a little insider joke.
Okay.
So yeah, so let me know when you're ready to get the show started, and just give me a countdown. You do like 5, 4, and then silently with the 3, 2, 1 on that one.
Brett, you're about 7 minutes late on that.
Oh man, I want to know where the whole name Hotel Nerd comes from. Is 86 the year you were born?
86 is the year I was born, and I work in a hotel, and I'm a nerd. So
There you
That's
go.
why I decided to be Motel Cool Kid. This
Yeah.
podcast. Yeah.
You're always doing fun stuff like that. I just put my stupid name.
What do you
I'm also I'm gonna peel back the curtain a little bit. I'm also a motel geek.
Oh,
Ooh.
wow. Double whammy.
Wow. Is there a distinction between geek and nerd?
That's a good
Not
topic.
really. Not really. Not in my mind, anyhow.
Okay. I didn't know if geek was like, and I collect comic books.
Yeah.
Or,
Like it was
you know what
a-
I mean? Like,
Additive to the.
yes. Like I didn't know if geek is like a degree above nerd.
No, I think nerd takes the cake on that one if you're going by hierarchy.
Okay.
Because to me, back in the day, nerd was like you were super, super smart, but not necessarily. But I thought geeky was like that you were kind of clumsy or whatever. But I don't know.
Yeah, nowadays they pretty much mesh together. Like I'm a big anime fan, so I don't know if you guys can see that really well. That's a Dragon Ball.
Oh, okay.
Nice. Dragon Ball
So
Z?
it's actually my shifter head that broke. You gotta drive standard.
Oh, nice.
So
That's
now it's a decoration.
You gonna let Baby Yoda play with it?
Yeah.
I don't have a Baby Yoda yet, but when I'm bored, I just do this.
There you
And
go.
luckily, it's not glass, so if it falls, it'll never break.
Nobody has their baby Yodas yet. Nobody got them, right? Kate, you were saying you couldn't get yours in the
No.
mail?
I don't know why I pre-ordered mine from Disney. It says still processing, and I know people who got them already.
I'm going to be in big trouble when my daughter realizes I forgot to pre-order that stuff. That's going to be, where's my Yoda? I didn't do it.
By the way, Brett, maybe you can help me with this bit. We were just talking about nerds, and I was thinking the thing that's like I was trying to write this bit before either Comic-Con or the New York show, but where I'm like a nerd just means like you're super knowledgeable or super into something. I'm like, so everybody's a nerd of something. Like oh man, I'm really into sex. You're a sex nerd.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
What are you called if you wish you were really like into sex, like but it just doesn't happen for you? Is there a name for us or what?
a nerd. A
Yeah.
nerd? A nerd. Just nerd.
Nerf. I don't know.
Yeah. No, I just feel like it's such a funny thing. Like it's like I love the way that people like own the word nerd. I'm like, yeah, I'm a total nerd. Like I love that people own that now.
That's me. I've been flying that flag high.
Yeah.
I've been flying that flag high ever since middle school. Actually, even before then.
Yeah, that's it's good. I think what was it? Well, I mean, just not to toot my own horn, but
Yeah.
Felicia Day, when the Guild, and like I think she kind of took that nerd culture for a ride back then, and people were accusing her of not being a real gamer and stuff like that, and girls can't be gamers and blah blah blah. So yeah, I like that nerd was taken back.
I love it.
Well,
So
Brett,
They don't all wear
Lucas,
these things in
Me
their
too.
glasses.
Lucas,
Because it used to be
here, I
such
don't
an
know.
outcast thing back in the day.
Yeah, it was horrible. Yeah,
All right,
think I was a dork.
Lucas has a question here. I don't know who this is directed at, but if it's directed at me,
Yeah.
not a
Oh,
virgin. I got 3 kids.
Yeah. Oh, that's
oh my
good.
gosh.
That's
Yeah.
that's the ultimate mic drop.
And what a beautiful write up! I saw your write up on Facebook. That was very nice, and it's nice to
I
get a glimpse
know.
of you. Were just an that was hovering in the ether that we didn't know, but it was nice to see that and learn about you. That was really really bold and very sweet, and I
And
commend
also
you for what you've gone through.
Yes.
And I meant every single word of it, too.
Well, Chris, also though, I mean, just also our condolences for. I mean, it's you lost your wife. How
Yeah.
long ago was that now? A couple years back?
2 years ago, May 4th, on
Wow.
Star Wars Day.
Oh,
That's
that's
right.
right. You even said that. Oh, I'm
Yep.
so sorry. So that day got ruined for you, huh?
It's bittersweet in the fact that I was getting her to warm up to the franchise because
Yeah.
she was never into nerd culture until she met me, and I was slowly kind of forcibly dragging her into the culture, and she finally kind of relent a little bit. And the last words that I actually got to say to her, I said, I know it's kind of dorky, but considering that the day is May 4th, I got to say it. And that was, may the force be with you, hence the shirt.
Yeah.
And it's the last time I got a smile out of her.
Mm.
Oh, that just
So
gave me chills.
I at least got that. That was probably within the last hour of her being with us.
Ugh,
Ugh.
what a tragedy. How are your kids doing?
The oldest, I wish I had his autism issue because it never really hit home. He was kind of blunt to it. The other two, I mean, my other boy, my middle child, he has autism as well, but it hit him. It still hits him. My daughter, it hits the most. And actually, my daughter is a spitting image of her. She is a miniature of my wife.
Oh,
So
that's amazing.
I mean, at the beginning, I said this, and it still kind of holds true in a way. I'm blessed and I'm cursed at the same time when I get to look at her because I still see my wife.
Yeah.
It hurts, but at the same time, it's comforting.
Yeah.
So,
Oh. Well, I'm glad. I'm glad that we opened up with this. Sorry about that.
Yeah. We wanted to really start it off with a bang. So,
Well, Brett talked about the thing that you posted, and then I had to go in on it. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I
no,
brought it
it's
up.
fine. It actually helps to talk about it. I'm like Brett. I don't mind talking about it. When it first happened, and I went into the deep dark hole, as I call it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. Lucky to be here, honestly.
I bet.
But hearing people like Brett talk about going through similar situations and depression, that helps. It helps a lot. It helps to talk because before I was always that person. I'd put up a wall when it came to things like that. But then I see people like Brett coming out and talking about it. It's like, okay, I can let my restraints go a little bit. I don't have to shelter this in.
Yeah, it's cathartic.
And it also makes you feel not as alone.
Yeah,
Oh, sorry.
yeah. No, because that's the biggest thing, and Kate, also struggles with it. There's an aloneness of it, and then you think I'm the only one going through this, but then when you hear other people, I know what and it's not like people just saying woe is me. It's like people coming out there and saying like, hey, I'm there with you, it's gonna get better, let's just band together and we'll get through this kind of a thing. And I think that's what a lot of we talk about this community is. It's a lot of people just coming together and helping each other. I learn every day there's all these different things that people are going through, and we're all it makes some of the things I complain about pretty dumb. But
Yeah.
I'm like, I had to get new tires yesterday. I did actually 4 new tires.
I think, Brett, too. I think, if I may be so bold, I also think what's so great about you talking about it, though, is that like you seem like such a joy-filled, like you bring so much joy to so many people. You're so funny, and then I think when you're candid about this, it makes people feel like, oh, it's not. It may be permanent in terms of like it may be a permanent struggle, but like to see you having moments of joy or seeing you having pulled yourself out, I don't know. I feel like it's very inspirational that it comes from you, because there also could be a person that's like, yeah, I suffer from depression, and everybody's like, yeah, we know you're the worst. Like,
we see it every time we see you.
Yeah, we actually had already diagnosed you. But I feel like people wouldn't expect that out of you. And so to hear that somebody like you is struggling with it or something, I mean, I do too. Or
That's what my psychiatrist says all the time. He goes, I watched you on your podcast. How can you be sad?
And that's
it's all an act, man. It's all an act.
And that letter that I ended up writing and posting for everybody, actually, it started out as an article. It was going to be my first article I was going to put up on my blog that I'm starting. And it just kind of morphed. It went from being an article to a letter. And I just, in the moment, I just said, fuck it, and just went with it. And I just wrote what I was thinking without any restraints.
Yeah.
And that's what came to page. And I reread it and I was like, yeah, that sums everything up. I mean, people ask you where you want to be when you're 30, when you're in high school, and then they turn around and you have an idea, and then you get to that point. I'm 33 or going to be 33. And it's just, I didn't end up where I wanted to be. If I wanted to be where I wanted to be, I'd be out in Nebraska right now chasing tornadoes. I mean, that's not even a lie. That's what I would be doing.
I've ran away from a few of them. I remember being hunkered down in the basement, closet with a radio, with the parents and brother and sister.
With the green sky.
Oh God, and they never came too close to me. But there's this county in Nebraska, Potawatomi County.
Yep,
I don't know why anybody lives there, because it was always like, and there's a tornado about to hit in Lake Pottawa County, and it's like, get out of there, move. Do not think this happens every year.
My brother-in-law actually lives in Beatrice.
My first agent was from Beatrice. I don't know the correct term. I think I used to say Beatrice. That might have been a Nebraska way.
For some reason, I thought you were going to say my first time, like my first lover was
from Beatrice. No.
Never mind.
I lost my virginity in Crete, Nebraska, so I'm sure you've all heard of that place.
I would like to point out something. Julie Sheridan says, sorry, honey, that county is in Iowa.
Oh, it is? Okay, sorry, Mom.
I love it.
Oh my gosh.
I love it. While you're talking about where you lost your virginity.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Brett's mom.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
She didn't care about any other stuff, but just, and if I say shoulda went, she's going to be all over me. I've got this Nebraska, instead of should have gone, I say shoulda went all the time. And she should have gone. I'm like, Mom, it's 46 years now. I don't think I'm ever going to fix that one. Right. Why don't we just let it go?
All right. I want to address a question that Lucas has here real quick, asking us how often we do live streams on YouTube. He was looking through the podcast on iHeart and saw that we just had Nerd Chronic on, which we did. We had Nerd Chronic on Saturday night, and that was great.
It was.
I mean, very knowledgeable fellow. Love to have him back on at some point. Granted, I know he's going to be balls to the wall crazy here with the tournaments coming up here with Schmodown. But we are on, generally, this is a special episode that we're doing for Kate and Brett just because of scheduling constraints. But generally, it's every Saturday that we do it, 9:30 Eastern, 6:30 Pacific. We're on. So just to answer that question and get that out of the way, so that way people can still find us and know what's going on.
And by the way, sorry, John.
It's okay. Usually for me and everything, I usually do just podcasting itself. It's not live or anything like that, but I'm all through, Spotify and Apple Podcasts and stuff like that. I just got done interviewing one of my best friends that's like an independent artist and stuff like that. I interviewed him and a couple of other people. I'm up to like maybe 134 episodes already.
Wow.
That I've done.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah, and I'm almost a year into this thing. So it's just something that I've been passionate about and stuff like that. I've always been passionate about film. I've been following the Schmoes since like 2014. I even remember when you did Brett to the Future, Brett, and everything. And dude, I was always requesting for you to be back on and everything. And I know that you had a big falling out with the fans and stuff like that because of things that you went through, man. I respect you for the rant that you did. Matter of fact, I even put that on my movie page as a reference to saying you do not be an asshole towards anybody that's different than you or anything like that. If you have a different opinion or whatever and stuff like that, it's one thing to voice your opinion, but it's another thing to just be a complete douchebag.
Right.
And I fully respect you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
It's just like what Christian says. If you want to have a conversation, make it constructive. Even if you disagree, make it constructive. Just don't come in and say, I fucking hate you, and then run away.
Right.
Like,
Is that before?
tell me why you hate me. Tell me why.
Yeah.
Like, so that way I can fix it.
Is that
if
before?
you don't like what I'm doing, like, tell me.
Now, is that before or after Christian calls the person a ball bag?
Or to shave their head and go to sleep.
Yeah.
Or he lets his inner Professor Crow out.
Yeah, exactly.
It was, I got to tell you, that whole world was just so, it was, I came into this as like, oh, this is going to be fun. And truth told, and I told Christian, I mean, like, I remember getting emails from him when they started this. I have an email from when they first started, like when they would just send out emails to their friends, like, "Hey, we're starting this movie review show," and I was like, "Dude, I'd love to support you, but I don't want to hear about a bunch of movies I'm not able to go see right now." And I just kind of then lost touch with him and never really saw it. And so I had never seen an episode before my first one I was ever on, so I had nothing to go off of, and I didn't realize that people would call your mom the C word if you didn't like a movie. That seemed a very strange.
It's ridiculous.
That seemed rather overreactive, I think. Some of that stuff, it's mind blowing, and this whole world. I've learned it so far, and I've gone through the ups and downs of like, okay, I know not to read the comments, maybe browse them a little quickly and skip over some of them, but for the most part, people have been nicer in general to myself because I don't review movies anymore. That's where I got the most hate.
I remember weeding through the comments after your match against Bonnie, and there was some nasty stuff in there that was just like, it's just, you just keep moving. If you don't like it, you don't have to watch him play a movie trailer. Like, I remember you and I being like, oh my God, all right, okay.
It just feels...
I've dealt with that.
It just feels like since this whole, especially, I'm kind of secluded because I'm in rural Pennsylvania. Williamsport is technically a city, but let's be real. We're surrounded by Amish and horse shit.
What are we talking population-wise?
Williamsport, I'd say you're probably pushing.
He's just gonna start counting on his fingers.
There's Jim. There's Gary.
I'd say probably 15,000.
Oh wow, smaller than my hometown.
Wow.
And the general surrounding area, like the town that I grew up in was maybe like 30 people.
Wow.
Like,
Yeah, exactly.
like it's not even a town. They classify it a village.
That's where,
Yeah.
my family homesteaded to, and my mom will correct me if I'm wrong about this, Brewster, Nebraska, and I think the population of the town was basically our family and another family or something. But it was like, I think like 50 people, but 30 people. Wow.
If you're familiar, Brett, with Little League, that is with Little League. That's where I am. I'm in Williamsport. I'm like 2.5 miles away. You watch Little League on ESPN World Series. I'm literally 2.5 miles across the river from Little League.
Wow.
And do you? I mean, you don't have to give us the address, but you work in a hotel. You said, do you work in a hotel currently? I mean, like,
Yes.
is it okay? So have you? So I mean, like, the Little League World Series is probably postponed, canceled. I mean,
Canceled.
When does it usually happen? Canceled. So
Flat
like
out
that's
canceled.
so that's a lot of business you lose in a hotel,
yeah.
right?
Oh yeah. Like
All right, so
the day that it happened,
Yeah.
about 90% of our reservations, because we actually had the ESPN crew. They're the ones that stay with us, generally. But I mean, there's nothing going on, so why be here? Why have reservations? So August is basically a dead month right now, as far as we know. At least so far as I know that I'm being told.
Yeah.
That's
So,
tough.
because
yeah.
my job at the hotel is to put towels in the closet for the next day for people to get new towels for the housekeeping.
Man. And so I mean, okay,
But
so
they are operating. It's still open, but just not.
We're slowly starting to open up. We're in what they call yellow light right now.
Yeah.
Before the whole state was in red light situation, now we're in yellow light situation, which is we left the restrictions a little bit, and it seems like statewide the numbers are starting to go down a little bit. It seems like we're starting to hit the downward slope.
Yeah.
So fingers crossed that we can get back to green light and we can do things like normal. But the heavy hitter of the area is Philadelphia, with the entire eastern half of the state. Everybody east of us is being hit really bad, and a lot of that's because of Philadelphia and New York influence.
Yeah. It does seem like more heavily, like, densely populated area, because density seems to be a big issue with the spreading. I'm so sorry. I just keep seeing Brett's mom. she says it's okay. I'm still trying to get over the loss of virginity in Crete.
Oh my gosh! I'm so sorry, Brett's mom. I'm so sorry.
I called her, and a friend of hers was there, and she put me on speakerphone, I think, when I told her about it. That's how close I am to my mom. It was like, I did it! I did it!
So that's okay. So she did not just find out on this show.
No, she knew that. Yeah, she knows who it was. She knows. I asked her the first time I drank beer at a party. I called her from a phone at the party. I'm like, I've got a ride home. They're not drinking. Can I have like one beer, maybe two? Can I try it? And she's like, just be safe. Call me if you need anything.
What a great mom.
Yeah, and that was always she was the mom that, like, my friends would come over and they'd want to talk to her about things because they didn't feel comfortable talking to their parents, about it. She wasn't like, party with me kind of a mom, but she had a level head about it and knew that, she was no saint in college. I've heard some stories about slow gin in my mother, but I'll tell a story. She'll like this one, I think. She was I think she was just graduated. I can't remember if it was, what year of school it was, but she woke up the next day and her car was in a parking garage, and her apartment that she lived in didn't have a parking garage. She parked in somebody else's parking garage or something. But she's safe, and don't drink and drive, folks. Hey, if she wants to jump in the chat, I'm going to share a lot about her.
I want
said I
hear
also
more.
wouldn't bail you out of jail. Yeah, she said that too. She said,
Yeah.
"Hey, do what you want, but if you you get in trouble, you're gonna spend the night."
But you know what's funny? I know she's a good mom, not because of what she said to you when you asked to drink, but I know she's an incredible mom that you wanted to tell her things.
Yeah,
Because that is like, if you can have an open dialogue with your kids, you can prevent so many. And I actually don't. I'm gonna have to get some notes from her on how to do that. Because I don't. I mean, I don't. It's got to be hard for her to have that information. But it's better that she had the information with you rather than you sneaking off to a party, sneaking beer, getting
Yeah.
back into a. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
and I
Go.
didn't drink for the longest time. Remember, your mama knows where to find you. Yes.
Hi,
And
Randy.
always let her know when you're staying the night at someone's house, and you'll be greeted at the door with a very angry mother.
Oh, I kind of have a story similar to that, but this one's with my dad. So my friend and I were driving from his house to my house, and it's just across the valley. And we started having a snow squall. And if anybody that's driven in the snow knows anything about anything, when you get that really fine film of snow on the ground, is the most treacherous of all, because it's like an instant freeze.
Yeah.
And then you go, and I was making the turn to go up the hill, and on this side, just to set the stage here, on the left-hand side is trees and an embankment straight down.
I'm nervous.
On
Yeah.
the right side is
Chris, did you
a
die?
small-
Just tell me. Did you die? Chris,
Yeah.
did you die?
How does this end? Go start at the end and then go back.
On the right side is a small drainage ditch, and then there's basically a sheer slope up to a field that goes up into the mountain. So as I make this turn, I'm driving a Suzuki Sidekick, if you're familiar with one of them.
Braggart.
The back end kicks out, and all this happens like in a span of maybe 5 seconds, and it feels like an eternity. The back end kicks out, and I'm fishtailing it back and forth about 3 or 4 different times, right? So as it's fishtailing, I'm looking at trees in an embankment that's about 5 feet deep. I'm looking at a field that's about 5 foot up with a drainage ditch, and I finally get it straightened out. Well, right as I get the damn thing straightened out, wouldn't you know it, there's a dip in the road into the right. Sends me straight into the drainage ditch. I slammed this son of a bitch into first gear, pull it back into 4 high, nailed the gas, waste all my gas to get out of this damn ditch, and I get out. And the only thing that I ended up losing out of it was a mud flap.
Oh,
No way.
It's the only thing I ended up losing out of it. And I get pulled into the driveway. I'm maybe not even a quarter mile from my house when this happens. And my friend's following behind me. He goes, "Dude, that was so fucking amazing." He goes, "That's the awesome thing I've ever seen." And it's like, whatever you do not say anything when we get in the house, because my dad is home. He will murder me. So he's still ranting and raving, and I'm trying to get him to shut up. And he will not shut up. And as we're walking in, he goes, "Dude, that was so fucking amazing." Damn it, Marshall. My dad goes, "So what was so fucking amazing?" And it's like, my heart just like stopped. And I'm like, "I'm going to die tonight." And so I sit there and I explain everything to him. And he kind of looks around, looks at the room. He kind of like fiddles around the mail a little bit, just anything to try to get me on edge as much as possible.
Oh.
And then he gets me with what they call the Gibbs stare, if you're familiar with NCIS.
No.
Mm-hmm.
He just like stares right into your soul. And he's like, and he goes, "Yeah, you did everything right. Can't be mad." Like,
That's well, isn't that? Don't you find that the times that you thought you were going to get the most in trouble, like you didn't? Like it's because you build it up and you think they're going to get. Your parents are concerned about your safety, and that you're not being an asshole around other people. I think that's the truth. I want my kids to be
Right.
safe, and if they, oh God, your son's so sweet, I'm like, he's kind of a little jerk around here, but as long as he's nice to you, I'm fine with it. No, he's
Well, that reminds me of another story too that I have. One of my best friends and I, we went to a Korn concert,
Yes.
and get this, we were actually, I was sober, he wasn't. So we're leaving the concert and everything. The cop winds up telling us to take a right. He took a left. So we're going straight down the opposite direction of where the cop was telling us to go. We winded up at Keesler Air Force Base. And
not good.
first, now this is actually going to be the funny part. He goes, "What the fuck is this shit?" And it's all concreted and everything to where the barricades and everything. So I said, I guess you have to zigzag through it. So
Oh my
we
gosh.
zigzag. We zigzag through it.
John, did you die? John, just tell me, did you die?
I thought my soul. You know that old song, "Hello, Darkness, my friend." I thought that's what I saw because this is what actually happened. We go over there, and he has like 12 subwoofers in his Jeep.
Well, who does?
And then he also has Sprite Zero on his in his cup holder. And I'm like, dude, we're at Keesler Air Force Base. He goes, what the fuck are we doing here? I said, I don't know. You're the one who followed the opposite direction of where the cop was. And then so, anyways, the guard winds up telling us this. He said, what's that? He goes, oh, that's my Sprite Zero. He takes the Sprite Zero. Then he goes, what's that? He goes, oh, that's the switch for my subwoofer. You want me to turn it on? No, put it down. Okay. He goes, get the fuck out. He goes, can I have my Sprite Zero? He goes, fuck no. We're like, thank you. And I thought for sure that I was going to have to explain why I'm locked up at Keesler Air Force Base.
Kate, did you ever have a subwoofer in your car? I had a Bang & Infinity one, boy. Just when my wife, the car I had, when I first car I bought, no, second car I bought while I was out there. No, first car. Anyway, it was a Maxima, and my brother gave me this big ass subwoofer that he got, and I had, and she loved that car. We'd bang the beats all night long in that automobile. But now I look back at it, and I'm like, that was just like, I would be like, oh, my ears. Now, but it was just that.
Yeah.
I remember I used to hang out with this dude, Brian Arp. Brian Arp, if you're out there, what's up, buddy? But he was like a funny dude. Like we went to homecoming or turnabout together. Maybe we went to both, but like we did like the Titanic pose for our pictures, because that Titanic was big at the time. I mean, he was just funny, but he had this old, like, it's like one of those cars that's so old that it's like sexy. You know what I mean? It was like one of those old, like it was like a Cutlass or something.
Oh.
And he had these subwoofers in it, and it was like we would pull out of my parents' driveway, and I could just hear them like, just so like, what is happening? But it was like I've never felt cooler than like, and it was like Busta Rhymes was really big at the time. I mean, this was like peak 90s. It was. I'll tell you what, I do love a subwoofer in a car.
Well, this, Kate, that the bass frequency travels further, so you can hear it more outside of the car than you can inside of the car. Because when I love dropping knowledge like that for you.
I'll tell you what. Technically speaking,
what your parents were hearing was much more jarring than what you were actually hearing in said automobile. And I do believe it was a Gremlin, not a Cutlass.
it was like one of those cars that's like it's as long as a boat. It was just like one of those. You know what I'm talking about?
I wanted.
Yes.
Oh, I always wanted a Cadillac convertible that just took up 2 parking spaces. That was my dream car for the longest time. But now living in LA, it would be a nightmare. In
now you want
Nebraska, there's no getting my driver's test to park. He's like, now Bo, parallel park over here. There's no cars on the street. It's like I didn't have to do this back in thing. I just kind of all right, there you go. Okay. There's your license.
I hate parallel parking. I actually drive to the other part of the bank where I live at just so I don't have to parallel park.
I
Oh, just
I was
do the-
16. I had a 79 Lincoln Continental,
Oh.
and I mean, it was everyone called it the Boss Hogmobile, and it had white leather interior, power windows, power locks, all that shit. Great back seat to sleep in when you're too fucked up to drive. It was just an amazing car. I love that car. You could hit anything and everything with that car. You would never know. I did it. That's how I know.
Where is that car now, Jay Wade?
I don't know. I sold it to someone, and I've often wondered where it is. I would love to have it.
Oh man. Good night, Dark Faith.
Yeah.
66.
That's what I miss about, like, because this Mazda, when my wife was pregnant with my son, or this Maxima, it was just a monster, right? And I was always like, she's safe. I think I had a smaller car at a time, a 626 Mazda or whatever, and she had this big old Maxima, and she's like, well, this one's nicer. Do you want to? No, you drive the big car. You've got the baby. The doors would, I hate these cars now. It's like tink, shut the door.
Right.
Glass breaks.
Yeah. I I only hate those doors if they I have the opposite. I'm like, I don't want a big clunky door because I want the baby to stay asleep when I close the door. I want to be like,
You want the Tesla.
yes, I want exactly. What? Okay, I'm sorry though. What is cooler? Like I see them all the time out here than like having the gull wings up,
Ugh.
in a kid,
Oh.
in a kid's place parking lot. Do you
Yeah.
know what I mean? It's like you brought your kid to a my gym, which is like this kid's like play place,
Yeah.
like in a Tesla X-wing. I mean, it's amazing to me. I love it. I'm like, that is the flex of all flex.
That's pretty
So,
cool.
Brett,
Yes.
remember how I was saying earlier before we went on that I was fighting with PayPal?
Yeah,
Well, I figured out my fuck up.
yeah.
I forgot to add the D to my name for
Oh.
Hotel Nerd.
Oh my god.
There you
And now I
go.
got to redo it.
So wait, maybe they're back on your Christmas card list.
Yeah.
Maybe. Well, I'm working on it right now as we're talking here.
Oh my gosh.
That's why I've been kind of silent.
I just glanced and it says Lucas says my wife is overdue, and I was like, for a car upgrade.
Oh. Okay.
And then he says for a car upgrade, so if she gets pregnant, she's getting a tank. So
Oh yeah. No, my wife
Nice.
has now a Chevy. It's funny. She's driving a Chevy Malibu, a 2014, and I drove a 1974 Chevy Malibu when I was in high school. So look at that.
Oh, sweet.
My first car was a bicycle.
Just out of,
oh, Brett loved that one.
Man.
You got me.
that's interesting. Larry said that. I was going to ask, what was everyone's first vehicle that you owned? I mean, mine was an old Chevy wagon hand me down from my brother that was half red and half silver.
Well, if we're going non-motorized,
Mine
my
was-
first was rollerblades.
Rollerblades.
Uh-huh.
Let's see. Mine was an 82 Bronco 2, two-wheel drive. I actually went on ahead, put a new transmission in it, new oil pump, and everything else. And I got it for like $100 off of my brother-in-law.
Whoa.
So that was like
nice.
the first thing I
Nice.
got. Yeah.
Oh yeah. PC, I'm
Wow.
with you.
So,
I'm
Chevy
with
all
her
the
too.
way.
Yep, Chevy over Ford any day. I will. If I have to drive a Ford, I ain't driving it. Actually, I can't say that because technically I'm obligated to drive a Ford when I'm at work, so I'm kind of fucked.
Oh.
Well, there you go.
Yeah,
Well,
mine was a
that's
1974 Chevy Malibu. And it was a total
Nice.
gearhead car, and I didn't know anything about cars, and it was
Nice.
embarrassing when guys would come up to me and ask me, what do you got here in a 350? I'm like, 350, 351, you know. Through the mud on that thing. What are you talking about? My dad had painted it. He was talking about the, the whatever Bondo job. I'm like, are you making fun of it? It's my dad.
Well, I had
So
my first
Larry
car.
wants to know.
Oh, sorry.
Larry wants to know what LaFleur and Flouse drives.
Oh,
Oh.
I think it would be a smart car. I think that would be like one of those just real teeny, yeah. But a convertible. Do they make a convertible one? Probably not. That would
Yeah,
make
probably.
that death trap a little. No, they're supposed to be like a barrel almost, right? Those little smart cars, like you
Yeah, well,
just roll down the road.
I thought that, but I might be thinking of some. I thought the premise of a smart car is that it was as long as a normal car is wide, so that you could pull into a parking, like a parallel parking spot. You could pull head
Ooh.
in. I think that was the. I could be wrong about
Wow.
that.
Oh, wow.
I spit a lot of fake knowledge, but I remember that was like the whole thing about a smart car was that like if there wasn't space to parallel park, you could just like beep and go like in between two cars that are parallel parked.
I love that idea. Do you
Yeah.
find yourself doing that with your children sometimes when they ask you a question and you just start answering them, and halfway through you're like, I don't know what the fuck I'm
I don't think
talking
this
about
is, I
right
don't
now.
think this
Yeah.
is true. I remember that. But
Why did
I'm
I
gonna have
decide
look
to
it up.
answer this? Why didn't I tell him to Google it? Like,
Right here.
all
Right
the time?
All the time.
Well,
I
the
also-
colorfulness in the sky is because sometimes when the sun reflects, I'm not a meteorologist. I don't know. What do you...
I will say this much right now. This whole, if anything of this quarantine has shown anybody, is when you have your parent-teacher conferences and they go and say, oh, your kid's an angel in school. We all learn that all the teachers are liars. Fucking liars.
Hey, like I said, they can be, if they're angels everywhere else, I don't mind them. That somebody said that you prefer that than the latter, that your kids are, shitheads.
True.
Again, I'll say it again. Be safe. Don't be a shithead.
Yeah,
Easy enough.
that's right. I'm
Yep.
googling the smart car thing because I know people will.
Is
come
that
for me.
are they gonna? Well, they'll correct you. Don't worry. I
There's
think,
a-
Kate, you were thinking of the Mini. You were thinking of a Mini Cooper, not a smart car.
Okay, they say that the smart car is only 8 feet 2.5 inches long. That seems too long to be.
Yeah,
the
I
width
would
of a car.
say.
Well,
Well, yeah.
Yeah,
No,
I
I'd
think
say the width of a car is about 6 to 7 feet.
Mm.
Like-
Let's get some confirmation. What is the show exactly today?
I've seen
Hashtag
one of
that's
the
the show.
here in the area, and I gotta say, I'm 6'1", over 400 pounds, and I look like I probably won't even fit in the damn thing.
You are a
No.
smart car. You're
you're the size.
I
Okay,
am,
your own
yeah, I am
smart.
literally the size of a smart car. At least that's the way it feels.
Wait, John, where are you in the country, John? I know where Jay Wade is.
I'm
I
actually
know.
in a little town called Poplarville, Mississippi.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's actually got maybe about 1,500 to 20,000 people, I think. If not, I can Google it. But but yeah,
The town was actually designed to fit in a parallel parking spot head on.
That's what it was. That's what you were
Exactly.
thinking of.
Yeah.
pretty much
That's-
this is
sorry,
gonna be
I
our
was thinking-
town. It's like
Yeah.
this is a demonstration of my town. Now you're passing Poplarville. Where is it? We just passed it.
Done.
Ah.
Don't blink,
But-
we always used to say. Yeah.
Right.
So you're
But
an
yeah,
M-I, crooked letter, I, crooked letter, I, humpback, I.
Exactly.
What just happened?
What the fuck just happened
You ever
there?
heard that one?
No,
That's the thing. Have you heard that before? No? No
I've
one?
heard MISSISSIPPI.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one
Yep.
I've heard.
It's M-I,
Yep.
crooked letter,
Yeah, I'm also
I,
originally
crooked
from-
letter, I, humpback, I.
Oh,
That's cool.
Wow.
I have a lot of dumb shit in here. I gotta push that out to get the movie stuff. I remember
No.
jingles from commercials,
Honestly?
from local commercials.
right. It's not even. It's not even movie stuff at this point. I think you might have the secret
No.
to the vaccine in there somewhere.
Right, somewhere in the
I'm
equation.
close.
Yeah.
I'm getting very close. I just
You
keep
said you-
injecting odd things into my body just to see if it'll work.
Right.
And you said
But
you
yeah,
got
I've
a bunch
been
of
here.
I gotta ask this question.
What's that?
I gotta ask this question.
Oh, go for it.
That you don't know shit bit. Who came up with that? You or Christian?
Cool. I don't know. I think we just kind of
just
just
off
started
the cuff?
going. You know, I think one of us said you don't know shit, and then we locked eyes
Yeah.
almost, and it was like, here we go. Here we go. Let's see how long we can take this. And it was almost like
I
the
actually have
puking
that
scene from that one movie.
That's my favorite out of
Team America.
other Professor Crow that you don't know shit bit is my favorite bit to come out of this quarantine.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
That was just giggly day right there. Yeah, we went a little loopy, but it was nice. What is I've also heard the MISS. Okay, see.
Yep.
Somebody
No,
else
but
knows.
he didn't say am I crooked letter I, crooked letter I.
That's how I actually need a spell it from now on if I ever apply
guy.
for a job. If I ever apply for a new job, I'm just gonna go MIS, crooked eye, crooked eye. And go from there.
Oh
But
man.
but to be honest with you, I've been at the same job for 15 years. So
Oh, good
That's
for
good.
you.
And I started off as a housekeeper at a
Great.
hospital and nursing home, and I just stayed there. And now I'm actually part of the stock room and everything else for the hospital.
That's
and
incredible.
everything.
Oh, how are you guys doing over there during all of this?
To be honest with you, we are blessed. We don't have any cases of corona or anything like that.
God.
We actually
That's
took the
awesome.
precautions and everything else that needed to be done. We're handling it in the right situation because we also have a nursing home attached to it.
Yeah.
So we're actually doing really well with this whole entire situation. Matter of fact, it was a precaution from our governor to actually do a swab test today for everybody. So
Great.
yeah.
So John
I'm
got
happy
his
that-
brain tickled.
Yeah. Oh, see, just watching those makes
I
me
did
wanna
that
throw up.
Man.
2 weeks ago when I had my scare. I had it not pleasant. Let me tell you what, Brett, you don't need coffee when you get that damn test done.
It'll jolt you right out of it.
Oh yeah.
Man.
Did you guys ever see Ricky Gervais's TV show Derek?
Yes.
Never
No.
heard of it.
It's
Very.
John. I don't know what your style of TV is, John. I think it's one of the loveliest TV shows ever. It takes place in a nursing home.
Okay.
And at first you're gonna watch, you're gonna be like, is Ricky Gervais playing like a Forrest Gump type character? Is he making fun of them? And then you realize that like, no, he's just authentically doing this. And now you'll see like on Afterlife, like it's called like Derek Productions, I think, because of I think that's like his production company now, but
Okay.
it is the best
It's
acted.
so beautiful.
It's
Yeah.
a beautiful show. I wept. So I mean, and I think somebody who has been in a nursing home and somebody, I don't know, it just rings. There's so many things that ring true about. I don't know. I think you might like it. So
Okay.
let me know if you
I'm
check it out. Yeah,
And
I
for
think-
what
I
people
will.
think of Ricky Gervais too, like I mean, he does do some heart wrenching. Like he's raunchy as hell, but he also could.
he's a
get you.
brilliant actor. Yeah.
I do want to see the Afterlife one. That one I
Alright.
keep seeing clips of it.
Yes, it is a sure.
Oh,
Lucas.
look at that.
Is that good or bad, Lucas? It's my husband's.
Well, sure is nice. That's more of like a rock and roll
I know.
kind
He's
of a thing.
this
Yeah.
this was the set. This is the setup he did for recording music. So he was like, but podcasters can
Nice.
use it.
Yeah.
But I saw, what was it, yesterday or today? I can't remember. You had that little filter like on the end.
Yes. Yeah, the pop. Here it is. There she
Look
goes.
at that.
Does
That
that
just-
make much of a difference at all?
No, it's apparently when you're singing, your P's can pop.
Yeah.
So it's like, what's it called, Brett? You would know.
No, it is. I think it's a pop filter. It's a
Pop
yeah.
filter, yes, a pop
Yeah.
filter.
Yeah.
It was they would put pantyhose and stuff back in the day
Yeah.
before somebody invented one of the
I don't know. Are my P's popping as much?
P
Oh
pop
my gosh.
C balance.
Am I crooked letter I, crooked letter I, humpback I.
You'll never forget it. You're
I
welcome for putting that into your brain for the rest of your life.
Oh man.
Sorry, I'm gonna get that on. I don't know. How to
You got to
do
get
that.
yourself one of these guys. Okay.
Yeah, I know. I do. Also,
Pro gamer.
today my son was playing with my husband's guitar, and
Ooh.
then the 2-year-old came in and started playing with the guitar, and I was like, no, and Dickie was like kind of okay with it, but then the 2-year-old like leaned all of his weight on the guitar. I'm like, no. So
Oh.
this is my son's guitar. I used to work with
Oh.
I used to work with a lawyer at a production company that gave us all of his son's hand-me-down stuff. We got like a keyboard.
Wow.
We got like a
Oh.
little like kid guitar.
That is
It's
the
like-
coolest thing
isn't-
ever.
Isn't that so cute? Look, it's all cracked.
Nothing's clean.
There's a string missing, but I was like, that's fine. Go crazy.
Yeah.
Take it.
I was trying to
I used to
order
play guitar.
lunch. Oh, sorry. What'd you say?
I used to play guitar.
You did? Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. My
My friends and I were actually going to play in a band called Twisted Illusions. Was actually going to be the name of it.
well then.
So
I
Well,
tried
my-
to be in bands, but yeah,
My son today just was playing the guitar and he was pretending to be a cat called Circus Cat. So while I'm trying to get work done, I'm trying to figure out my Instagram got hacked and my credit card got hacked. He's just sitting here
man.
he's just going, meow, 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 meow. Did you like that one, Mama?
So
I
I'm
hope
playing-
as you're trying not to kill the other person on the
Yeah.
end of the line while you're dealing with a stressful situation.
Oh boy.
Those are those
boy.
times where you're like, could you do this at a different time? Because I would just totally plop this into the memory bank. But right now, you're driving me crazy.
I'm actually and then at some point Dickie came in and he's like, I can tell you're losing it with them a little. I'm like, yeah, I am because yeah, I am a little.
I made the mistake. I made the mistake of buying my daughter. You've seen the dog one, Kate, that goes ruff, 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 ruff,
Yes.
at Target. Yeah, I
Oh,
bought her
yes.
that, and then it ruined our lives.
Yes, Brandy, that's right. I was like, I love that song. I
Yeah.
hope I hear it again
Oh.
tomorrow.
This is so good.
Oh, that's exactly right.
But then you get the older sibling goes, that's stupid. And you're like, stop it.
Well, by the way, Brett, that was the older sibling.
Oh, nice.
That was the 5-year-old.
Well, yeah, you've got the younger. Yeah, they're both.
Yeah.
They're both.
The 2-year-old's the one that's like, I'm gonna break this by putting all like he'll come in and be like, I'll play guitar, and then he just puts all of his weight on it.
My cousin and I were talking last night, and I don't remember what the topic of the conversation was, but we come to realize that about 30% of parenting is lying to your children to make them feel happy.
At least.
30?
man.
Yeah, that's low
Yeah,
low
that's
ball on
low.
it.
I was like, oh, that doesn't include Santa. Does that include Santa?
Yeah, we included that in there too.
Oh, that was the biggest decision I think we've ever made with our children is if do we do this or not.
Did you decide or no?
We did it. My wife's parents didn't do that. There was no Santa or Easter Bunny or any of that stuff. And just this last year was when I made the big reveal after I saw the list my daughter made that would make Jeff Bezos blush. It's like I don't think Santa elves can make all of that stuff.
All of those iPads. Oh my gosh. Did we check? Oh,
No, we haven't.
not yet. We're trying to figure out how to do a watch along for our
Yeah.
show for that. So our producer Ian, is doing stuff.
I heard that Twitch is supposed to be pretty easy with watch-alongs.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
good.
what I think the platform. I think right now we have to stick on that, but yeah, that's what a lot of people do is with the watch. I think that's basically that's how it started was like people doing gaming, right, and watching along. That's what the Twitch is, Kate. You did a Twitch one. I asked you if you were Twitching. You said, "Is that what I did?" You did the murder mystery party, right?
No.
Oh, what was the one you were on something after Schmo or something?
It was I think backstage switched to Twitch that day.
Yeah,
And
see?
you're like, are you currently twitching? And I was like, I don't know what that is.
It's incredible. I feel like my eyes are still bleeding though.
It's a new dance.
Oh,
God. Yeah, we have to watch the Incredible Bulk
I like that bit. I hope that's one we can
or
we can
Amazing
keep going.
Bulk. Sorry. Yeah,
The Amazing Bulk.
the Amazing Bulk.
I don't know if it's the same person that keeps referring us to that, but it's probably like the 6th time I've seen a referral for that.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Wait, so I have to ask you, Chris, why? How
That's
on
my first
earth
time.
are you? You need to stop. Don't tell Christian I said this, but you need to stop sending in donations to SEN. You've got 3 kids.
Oh man, Kate is not coming back.
Yeah. Oh,
Well, you know the old adage, to make money, you have to spend money?
yeah, I do.
Well, that's what I'm doing. I'm spending money
right.
to make money. I'm getting the brand out there. So,
There you
All right.
go.
Well, how about did your PayPal get set up yet? Can we help you make money?
well, I'm that's why I was asking in the private chat here. And I
I'm
guess
sorry.
I'll ask here publicly. Like, how do you? Because I have it active. How do you share to let people know where they can donate? Because I
think you
mean,
just share your
total
PayPal
knowledge.
name. Like if my Venmo is like if my Venmo handle is Brett Sheridan 123, which it is, you guys.
Yeah.
Send anything there you want. No, I'm just kidding. I think you just say PayPal to. I think it's probably your email address. Is that your PayPal name?
Yeah.
If you don't want that to be public, then
There's
I guess
got to
that would
be ways to set it privately, and all that stuff.
I mean, I don't mind sharing my email address because I'm using the official Hotel Nerd
Oh yeah.
email account.
Yeah.
I think that's what they do. I think they just send it to. I think that's if that's what you use for your login. That's what I use for my login. So that's what I always.
But I think you also want to set it up as not as like a businessy type. I don't know, because there's a weird thing. They take fees. It's almost like you want to do the thing where it's person to person and not. Because I billed somebody for like an art installation job, and I thought there was no fees with it. And I was so pissed. I was like, oh, well, I just made $10 less than I could.
Damn.
Oh, there we go.
There it is.
Yeah.
It's out there.
Let me see if I'm gonna. Let me. Just
I'm hoping that
I'm gonna try to leave it up there.
And I'll be right back.
Jay,
Okay.
Jay, where are you?
Sorry. I'm sorry. I gotta pull a Brett, man. I gotta do it, or else it's gonna be a massive flow coming out on the floor here. I'll be back.
I love that everybody knows that's called pulling a Brett.
I can't. Come on, 2 hours and not like one. Like I keep saying, can we do like a promo or something? Can we show a video of a cat playing a piano or anything? Just like it's about 11:15, and I always go right beforehand. But as you see, I mean, like I've gone through the tea, a whole jug of this. There's something about
a bang.
Yeah, a whole bang energy. Yeah, my whole setup before SEN is I have my tea that I bring, and then my water bottle, but then I also fill up one of the other ones with like a vitamin C. So that's what I've had to drink by 11 o'clock, plus the tea I already had at home. So that's why it's Potty City around there.
It's also why you have all that high energy too.
Yeah, because I'm just like.
Hey, if Lucas just did this, and if this is a real thing, he just sent $50 just to say test.
Oh, nice.
Oh, Lucas,
that's so nice.
That's better than Lucas and Alice. Alice, that came out wrong. I know her name's Alex.
That's awesome.
Oh,
like come out of nowhere like that. That's awesome.
Keep it coming, people.
So what did you guys talk with Nerd Chronic about last week?
His favorite car and
a lot of Snowdown, a lot of movies. Galagos was in the chat. He was leading us into horror movies and whatnot.
Yeah.
No, Jay's waving at me. Sorry, Jay.
He's like,
hey, I'm back. I'm
in
back.
the waiting room.
He was actually just drying his hands. He was like,
yeah.
Well, you got us on. You got any like really just questions you've just been dying to ask him? You have two of the biggest internet celebrities in the world on right now. I mean, I don't know how. Again, you should have maybe started with some lower stuff, but I mean, you really shot high and you got us on
where
here.
Where are you gonna go from here?
Hey, I was just looking forward to tonight, just basically doing what we're doing, just shooting the shit.
I love it.
Really didn't have anything really to ask. I had 3 questions written down. Plus, I also wanted to share with you. I have my brackets made for the 2 tournaments.
Oh, I'm interested to know, who do you have? Okay, go Star Wars first, if you don't mind.
All right, so I'm gonna pull them up right now.
I have a feeling. Okay.
Ken. Okay.
Okay, Ken. Wow, I don't think I agree with the Laura Kelly pick, but okay. Although I do love that you have Ken beating her. So I'll take that small victory against
That's
Laura.
the only one who can beat her, in my opinion. But I'm solid rooter for Laura Kelly all the way to take the title from Matt Damon. I always call Alex Matt.
All right, so you have Scrimshaw beating Demolanta. Okay. All right, wow. All right, let me see IG.
So,
this is the one that's going to.
Now, mind you, these are also brackets from a rookie. So I am a rookie fan. I'm just getting into this season 7.
Yeah.
I'm going back and I'm actually studying season 1 all the way up to current.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I'm all the way up to the point where Christian gets fucked over by the Blue Fairy against Makuga.
Nice.
Okay.
So you don't think that Ken is going to come at this nonchalantly and not really study and just go off of what he knows because
that's what I think he's going to do.
Yeah,
I listened to Force Center, and I mean he knows a lot more shit than I do. I'll just say that much. And I said this to Jay and John before you guys even got on here. If I were to ever get in the Schmodown, which I would love to do that, but I would not touch Star Wars with the 10-foot pole. I'd be social distancing like a motherfucker out of
that. I'll tell you what, yep. I like what I see here.
Well, Goddard got out a little too soon for my liking, but
well, no, I'm sorry. I mean, all I want for Ben Goddard is to get 1 win. That's all I care about. I do think he could beat Robert Parker for the record, because I think everybody's nervous about Parker. I think that there's he's got to have kryptonite somewhere. We're just going to find it. Maybe it's going to be a wheel spin, or maybe it's going to be a 3rd round question or something. But I like that you have Saul beating Brandon, and I like that you have Goddard.
Star Wars is your weakness.
Larry's already sizing you up, man.
I never said that Star Wars was my weakness. I just said that compared. I mean, let's look at this bracket again. I don't want to go up against any of these fools. I mean, I would never make it past the first round. I probably wouldn't make it past the first round of the first match. They would probably TKO me right out of the gate.
Yeah.
I ain't touching that with a 10-foot
It's
pole.
such a tough league.
That was my weakness.
I actually don't even find it to be a fun league per se, because it's like, at least I know some of the answers in the other leagues. I don't know if anybody has answered correctly at all in this one.
You think it's like a niche kind of a thing unless you're a hardcore.
It's like, what is the name of the reactor that they put into the? I mean, it's like stuff that you feel about, like that's the stuff that you talk about in real life, Brett.
Right?
Larry's throwing down the gauntlet here. Apparently, he wants a Star Wars match.
Ooh.
All right. Wow.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Okay. I see what you're doing.
Oh yeah, when people start talking about the different planets and these characters they're supposed to be coming in the Mandalorian, I don't know any of that stuff.
Hey, I'm game. He wants to go Star Wars. Let's go Star Wars. If we have a match, let's do that.
But those questions, like, I don't know.
So deep.
Oh my gosh, it's like so specific. Yeah, I also think Goddard is rookie of the year material too, because he's, as of now, he has played 3 matches. He has won all 3. Now, yes, 2 of those are with teammates, so I don't want to take any credit away from Rachel Silvestrini there. But if he does get even 1 win in this Inner Geekdom tournament, and by the way, if he gets 1 and then he loses to Parker, we can all be like, yeah, but it was Parker. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so I mean, like, that being said, I really think Goddard has a lot in him, but
I knew it from his.
Yeah, find somebody else that's played 3 matches and won all 3 this year.
Yeah,
you can't find them. It's Goddard.
He definitely is. From the minute of doing the show with him, the way I'm like, oh, he knows his stuff. I don't think he was. I think some people didn't think he would, but I just the way he talked about stuff and didn't have to. He would remember people's names. That's a big part of this competition.
Yeah.
Yep.
If anybody, just to throw it out there, if anybody else was putting donations in on PayPal, Lucas is still the only one that I've received so far. So
Okay.
I'm going to put my email back up here.
Yeah, I wonder if you can put it in the description or something too.
Yeah, I'm going to.
Look at me troubleshooting. I'm like, where could we put it permanently?
Yeah, that's.
Or you can also can you comment in the live comments? Oh yeah,
Yep,
you can.
that's,
Yay!
That's how I've been doing it. So
Yeah, we can't comment on live comments.
No, we can't. We also, for the record, Brett and I also can't watch our own show.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
so there's that. There's our hands are tied in a lot of ways.
Someday I'll be able to afford the 10 and up Patreon.
Hey, Kate, I've got a Schmodown question for you.
Yes, please.
Well, on SEN Live, I believe it was today or maybe yesterday, they were talking about Paul and Tom and about how you have to win matches to get more matches.
Yeah.
And that just got me to thinking, I was wondering, before the draft happened, did you have any intention or thoughts of keeping Looney Bin together, or were you only interested in Tom?
It's so funny. I was so new to the whole thing. I just didn't understand that I could take two people at once. I didn't know I could draft a team.
Mm-hmm.
So it was actually like a misunderstanding on my end, to be perfectly honest. I mean, I wish it was a better answer. I wish it was like, oh, it was strategic. I'll tell you what, I knew of the two, and I mean, no disrespect to Video Drew, but I knew of the two I wanted Tom. So I was like, okay, if I was going to take one, I'm going to take that's why I took Tom first. But I also want to say, by the time I got her, I mean, there's a world in which I could have taken her, but who took her? Was it Robert Meyer Burnett took her, I think, first. Now she's with Kaiser, but I think by the time it got to where she was already gone, there was a world in which I could have been like, oh yeah, I've got both Drew and Tom on my team. But I think it was also important for me. I really wanted Paul Preston, and I felt like I was not going to get Paul Preston because I took Tom first. There was no way I was going to get Paul Preston if I waited for the third round for him. Somebody would have snatched him up already. And I think Paul Preston we're not talking about him enough. I think this was going to be his year, and I'm so upset for him, especially because of he just lost his wife last year, the end of last year, as you, I'm sure, can relate to, Chris. And I just was like, oh, I'm so happy this year's happening for him. Like, he's in like peak form. I'll get to that question, Larry. I just felt like, oh, it's Preston's year. It's Paul Preston's year. I felt like, I honestly was like, I know this is going to sound crazy. I was like, Paul Preston's going to win the free for all. Like, I just was like, and then this all happened. You know, we don't know if Paul Preston was going to win the free for all, but I am jazzed for him to play again. And I still feel very bad about the decision that cost them that game. Because I wanted that for both of them, you know, and that's, it's a huge mistake on my end. And I can't even I did not do my work. I didn't do my homework. I should have known who those guys were. I should have known what their careers were. And then we would have given them that wheel slice.
You also didn't know if you did a character at that event that you would have to hold that for the entire career as a manager, right? And you didn't know that. You thought, oh, this was just for tonight, right? Nope.
I knew Christian didn't want me to do it ever again.
Now,
do you regret that at all? Or is it fun for you?
No, that's the only way I could do this job. The only way I could do this is also Christian says you're taking you're going to have Emma's faction. Grace is going to be your advisor. Oh God, I have to get back to Grace actually. But Grace is gonna be your advisor, and you guys are heels. And I was like, this is not gonna go well for me. I can't. So for me, it was sort of what's something that I find to be grinding or whatever. And I think that even on Twitter right now, all of these Twitter fights that I'm involved in, none of that is it's all read them all in the Chicago accent, right? Because I can't have a Twitter fight with any. like I just like Laura Kelly's Twitter handle is shut up Laura, and I
Yeah.
just like, all I wrote back was everything I want to say to her is in the handle, and then I just like shut up Laura, and then I just was like, seriously, please do. Like that's all I said. I can't, like, I don't know, man. And I'll tell you who's amazing at it is Shannon. Shannon's incredible. Shannon will lay everybody out. Okay, so Larry Leaks wants to know, will Brandon actually win anything? Here's the thing about Brandon Hanna. I mean, I've explained why I did what I did, and I just feel like it's no one has to believe me why I did it. Nobody has to agree with me. Saul is also on my team. I wanted him to have a chance, and I have to say, I really believe in Saul. I also felt like we had agreed to fall on the Parker sword earlier in the season. Brandon Hanna is not afraid of Robert Parker, but it's a strategic thing because 2 or 3 teams had passed up playing Parker before Christian came to me for Brandon to play him. And Brandon Hanna, and so I felt like, oh, we've got a little bit of negotiating power here. Like we can say, like, yeah, like this, because Brandon's like, listen, I can beat Parker, and I was like, yeah, you can beat Parker, and he's like, the problem is if I don't, my career is over. I'm like, I know that is a problem, and like, how do we feel about our chances? We don't know how we feel about our chances. Okay, what can we get out of this? So we had negotiated. We were going to get Brandon a singles match or a singles match. Sorry. In return for that, again, he wasn't scared of playing Parker. Brandon loves this game. He takes it so seriously. He does well. I just felt like putting him in the tournament was going to be immediately cashing in on, and they're gonna say like, well, Brandon was ranked, but Parker wasn't. I'm like, no, but Parker had a win. He could have very easily and Brandon had a loss. That's how you're doing the first, like somebody that's ranked versus somebody who's not. Like they could have easily justified putting Parker up against Brandon in that first. I felt like it was too risky, and I wanted any points in this. I didn't want no points in this. So listen, I think it's kind of cool that the way that this is all shaken out is that now Saul is against Brandon, and that, it's going to be settled, and I'll either look like a genius or the idiot or a giant idiot.
I love that promo this morning I watched with Saul. That was great.
Yeah.
Saul is like Saul's wild.
Yeah.
You know what? I thought he
so
was doing a cosplay. You know what? I actually thought he was doing a cosplay for falling down. That's what I thought Saul was doing.
The little thin tie.
Oh my god! But
Right.
that's also, if anybody's seen Saul at a live event, he's got like a real thin waist. He's always got like a nice tie on, and he's always just like, he's got that long like Viking hair.
Yeah.
And he's just like, you know what you're gonna do? Pay for your sins. And I was like, ah! I like texted him, I love that you're mine. He just started that Twitter because Christian's like, you got to get Twitter.
Yeah.
So he just started that Twitter, and I was the one that was like, okay, I know what his handle is. I'm sure he's not going to be happy. I'm like, and so I tagged him. I was like, are you from New York? Because Brandon had called him out from, that weirdo from New York or whatever. Oh my God, Saul's hit back landed. I'll tell you what, that was a punch that landed.
All right, so I'm starting to get more donations in here now.
Look at that.
So I
awesome.
think that's where the problem was. Is I didn't have the email up there so that way people knew. But
so nice.
Whoever Washington Ledger is, $16, and
that's great.
No text. And 67 cents from Aiden Cossack says, I'm broke, but here's $1.
Hey.
Can never
I
go
love
wrong
that.
with a little more Kate and Brett in my daily life. How
Aiden.
about a round of never have I ever?
Oh yeah, we did that on our last one.
On our show, yeah. Yeah, we probably, Brett, do you have an 8:00 out as well?
Yeah.
Okay. So
What time is it? And mostly because I'm losing all my sun too. From the
I know,
you see how it's slowly getting darker?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I gotta get up early too. I have to get up at like 5:30 tomorrow.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
I had two big questions
Yeah.
to ask. Well, actually, I guess I can do all three in one go here. First question is, how did you guys meet Christian and get involved with SEN and the Schmodown?
Okay.
You want to go first, Kate, or do?
You've known him the longest, so I'll go for. We'll work backwards. We'll work backwards chronologically speaking. I met Kristen. Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh, you no. So you. I thought you were telling me to go
I
first,
think,
but
I think. No, sorry. I think yours is.
were you telling me you were telling me that you were going to go first?
Oh my gosh.
I guess I just meant it's going to be more interesting to hear your story because mine's not that interesting. I was doing stand up in 2007 when I met him. And he had me on. He and Mark, we became good friends, and he had me in his pilot that he had done, like this pilot grasping at straws. Brett, were you in that?
No, he tells the story of that how I was at Acme that you filmed, and I showed up and I showed up for a stand up show or something I was doing, and he looks at me and he goes, "Oh shit," and I'm like, "What?" He goes, "We've been shooting a pilot, and fuck." And he was so mad that he hadn't, it wasn't like I was like upset or hit him with it. He was just like, something snapped at him that he goes, why didn't I think of having Brett in this? But there was a period, again, we were thick as thieves for the longest time. I met him working at CPK. I've known him, since before I met my wife. Actually, we didn't meet at CPK. What am I talking about? We met at Luna Park stand up, and I think it was 99, I believe.
Oh my God, that's so crazy. You've been doing stand-up that long.
Yeah, and it was he was running around and he was like, "I'm an ass man. Yeah, I'm an ass man." He was singing. I remember it distinctly. He was singing some song with it, just gibberish song or whatever. And yeah, we did that, and I got to know him through that. And did that. The Luna Park show was a regular thing. We'd do several nights a week, and started hanging out. What's that?
Isn't that a restaurant?
It was a restaurant, and then in the basement was it was a nice little club. It was pretty cool. It was right off of like Robertson and Santa Monica, kind of
Okay, yeah. I can picture it.
Troubadour area, maybe, or whatever. Horrible parking way down the way, or then when you're running late, like I always was, I pay. Well, at the time, it was like $5 to park. Ah! But yeah, and I ran camera and sold VHS tapes of people of their acts, and then I would get 5 minutes at the top to do my set. So yeah, I met him doing that, hung out, started working at CPK, and then right around when we had kids, we kind of it's just kids. Suddenly, it's like, all right, bye friends. We'll see you in a couple of years. So unless they had kids themselves, and yeah, he was still kind of doing the scene, and he went off to he got me into Acme, and then stopped doing that and continued doing stand up. And I like sketch more because I like more people to go down with the ship when it goes wrong. I don't want it all on my shoulders. And then yeah, I mean, it was like we were still friends. I brought my son over when he was born. There was just little things like that, but never like we didn't party like we used to or anything. And then I got a call to do his. He called me up to come to his birthday party, his 40th birthday party.
Oh yes, which we've discovered that you and I both did that roast. So Brett and I thought we hadn't met until we were both on Collider Live with Christian, but it turns out Brett and I, same birthday, friends. Actually, we're both at Christian's 40th birthday roast.
Yeah,
and we both roasted him.
Yeah, I didn't know it until 15 minutes before he asked me to do it. So that was fun. But yeah, I got up and I did that, and then he told me before all this, he was like, he introduced me to Miri, and he was like, I want you to be on this show that we're doing. And then then it just went from there. And then I showed up 10 minutes late to the first one I ever did because I didn't realize it was going to take me 2 hours to get to Burbank. And I just walked in, sat in a chair, didn't know what I was doing. And I think somewhat unintentionally insulting to Chris Stuckman. Is that his name? Chris Stuckman, big YouTuber.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I said something. He said something about Man of Steel, and he said, "Well, the first time I saw it, I didn't like it, and the second time, and the third time." And I go, I'm sorry. If you didn't like a movie the first time, why'd you watch it 3 times? And he
Fair
goes,
question.
"Well, because I'm a lover of film, and my wife wanted to see it, and then my father wanted to see it." And I was like, "Oh." And then all these people attacked him on it, and he actually apologized since. And we kind of had this back and forth. And he's like, "Yeah, I was jet lagged. I thought you were being a jerk. I didn't know you were just like inquisitive about it." Yeah, I was joking.
Right.
He didn't know who I was. He knew all these. He's like, "Who's this guy over here?" I mean, he's got a huge following. I didn't know who he was, but I was just trying to be funny, and it kind of backfired on me. So that was my yeah. And then we did that for a while, and yeah, the rest is then we kind of went to Collider for a little bit. I was always in and out because it was tough to that drive was a tough one.
I also did for him in the early days, so probably around 2007, 2008 still. Maybe 2007, but they used to do the Schmoes No movie reviews, like Schmoes No movies. I think
Yeah.
it was. And so I did they made me go see The Changeling with Angelina Jolie, and I remember I did the review and I just smeared lipstick all over my face, and I was like, "This is what the movie is. It's Angelina Jolie's big lip." And I don't know that ever took off. Then they had some partner that made me review one of Britney's brand new albums. It's the one that Madonna's on with her, and I just remember going into I would go over. Christian and Ellis would be at his place. I'd go into Christian's pantry, film my thing, and they walk out. They're like, "All good?" I'm like, "Yeah, I don't know. What am I doing?" And then they at some point stopped having me, and I was like, "Cool." I don't think it went that well.
Job. Now we're going into Bohemian Rhapsody mode for you right now with
you really.
This is what happened doing Riley's. If I don't know when the sun goes down these days, and I usually have this light behind it. And Kate knows this is driving me crazy right now that I wasn't properly set up to go this long.
Hey, it's okay. You still look good, man.
Thank you. It's in its effect. Yeah. It's got my bed behind me. It's kind of. Maybe I should get a little backdrop. I'm very.
Read some poetry.
Speaking of backdrop, do you see what's behind me, Brett?
Yeah, I like.
Oh yeah.
You've got the poster. That is so cool.
I got a blank wall and some doors.
Yeah, I know. Kate's always in a wall of doors.
Yeah.
I'm so nitpicky. It's like
he can't stand this. Drives him crazy when I have to shoot in this room.
Oh yeah, I'm like Wes Anderson, kind of trying to get the a uniform kind of set up where I'm like, this needs to, and I'm moving, and it's funny. My wife moved it. She's probably not happy. She had put a plant back there to make it look more cozy, but we don't normally have it next to the bed. But yeah, it's if you saw this area right here, I get a lot of can you move the podcast stuff when you're done? Because cords are getting slammed into our dresser when she's trying to get her stuff. The poster's the bomb. Yeah, that Attack Peter thing is, and especially for me, that was such a throwback to Hot Rod magazine and Rat Fink.
Mm-hmm. And also the throwback to your question that you asked me that I didn't get a chance to answer. You said, "Where do I go from here?" After having you two on.
Yeah,
I would love to have Koi.
Oh yeah,
I would love to have Koi. I am a huge Koi fan.
Yeah, that's a natural progression. That's okay.
And I would love to have Christian, and I would love to have Attack Peter on.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Those
That's the first time I'd ever
my three that I want to go for, and of course the fourth one I have to go with Roka.
Yeah. 4th round pick, yeah.
I'll have
He'll be happy about that.
I'll have you know. John Roca asked me if I could do Evenings with the Outlaw tonight with him, and I was like, I already committed myself to Hotel Nerds podcast. So
nice.
Just
so he's like, could you do one of my other 37 podcasts?
And I was like, oh, you. I was like, that's fine.
Now, see, I would ask Roka if he would want to be on here, but the thing is I know he has something else going on when I'm on.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah, he has
tough
like
thing now
1,000
with
shows.
this community is that all these people, the Collider people that, lost their jobs, and it's like trying to line things up, but nobody wants to step on each other's toes. And, I'm going to do my show here and here and here. And yeah. And then the other thing is then, they all ask us to do them too. I've never talked into a camera this much in my life. What is this?
Oh, Lucas with a wife who's a prolific podcaster. I guess everybody can read it.
I know I always mumble it out. Like we're so bad at this.
You should ask Alex to come on this show too. Alex.
Oh, she froze.
Okay.
It would be.
What? Who are you saying?
I was saying Alex would be an amazing guest.
Alex.
She's Alex.
Yeah, Matt.
Chill the action.
Yep.
Chill the action. She's doing a show with Roka, right? He mentioned that.
Yeah,
I believe.
He just didn't. I think he just added her to his morning show.
Yes, absolutely.
She'd be a great addition, man. She's got a great personality. She does great work over there. All those guys do it. Call to action. I love it.
I know they're the greatest.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry to just I gotta hop off. I have a kid that's
fine.
May be able to still say goodnight to me.
I know that.
Yeah.
Did we?
Yeah. Did we
make all your dreams come true? Because we're very secure in ourselves. So we don't need to hear this. We just want from everybody else to hear
did this go as you wanted it to, or do you have some notes?
This went exactly how I expected to. I actually expected to go a little bit more off the rails, to be honest. But yeah, this was fun.
Do you need me to fart in someone's face?
Yeah, like
no, we're good.
No farting in this one. Okay, that's kind of her thing. But.
Sort of her
legacy.
Thing. It's sort of her thing that Christian do.
Yeah.
What's
your legacy, Mama? Well, a man tells me what direction to put my butt so that I can virtually fart on people.
Yeah.
So on that, thank you for having us on.
Yes.
Check out Brett and Kate on the $10 and up Patreon. SEN. Yeah, and we'll come play with us.
Yes.
Also, before you guys go, I wanted to throw it out there too. I'm a Patreon of SEN Live. I'm a $100 donator.
Damn.
Nice.
Girl, you need to ask for 90 of that back.
Kate's gonna get a call from Christian.
Hey, this is when I get fired. No, your support has meant so much. We're so happy that we could
100%.
And I hope everybody supports you the way you've been so supportive of others, Chris.
Yeah, help them out.
What I plan on doing with this money that was going to start funneling in here is I want to get to a live event, and all this money that's coming in is going to get straight back into Hotel Nerd. I'm not even going to use it personally.
Nice.
It's going to go straight into making this show better.
Right.
And the closest one you guys will probably get to is New York. So I'll make it a point to try to get there because one, I've never been there and I would love to go.
Yeah.
So, and two, I need to get that poster. Two, I need to get that poster signed.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope that can be done in person and isn't just digital from now on.
I know.
Hold it up to the screen. Follow my finger with your hand. There he is. All right, I'm sorry all the things I just said about you when you popped off there, but listen, we have fun with each other. But
John, this is where I'm like, John, is your bladder okay? Oh, you've not been peeing every time. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Yep.
Everybody have a great night, and everybody stay safe out there.
Yeah. Have a great night, Brett.
Hill Street Blues, right? Remember? Hey, be careful out there. Good night.
Chris. Good night, Jay. Guys.
Good night, Kate. Good night, Brett.
Good night.
Good night, both of you. Have a good night.
Take care. All right, we'll talk to you later.
Yep.
Dude, that was a great show, you guys. Very well done, man. A lot of fun.
Really good.
Oh yeah, and it makes me happy now to know that I and slowly starting to figure out the donation thing. So
that's good.
Big thanks to Kate for giving me some pointers on how to get that set up, and me not having to fight and curse with PayPal on air. And I'm glad I figured out my mistake, which is I missed a letter. So go figure.
Yeah, at least it was an easy fix, man.
Right.
But yeah, that was another great 90 minutes on YouTube. Greatly appreciate everything. Thank you, Jay, for being on. Greatly appreciate that, even though it was a last minute edition. But I think it was
thanks for asking me.
A very nice surprise, even for Kate, because I mean, I saw her eyes kind of light up when I said surprise guest. So, John had his technical flubs before the show started, but we got that figured out.
Yeah, thank God.
So, other than him popping in and out of the stream all night long.
Right.
No, it was a great show, man. Really, really good show. A lot of fun.
But yeah, I will be, for every show from now on, I will have the PayPal donations link in the description below. I also put it on the audio version. So everybody that bared with me, that I'll be honest, I didn't have any of the payment stuff prepared for this show because I wasn't expecting people to want to donate into the show, not this soon. So you guys greatly surprised me. Thank you very much. Thank you for those that did donate. I will do one more refresh here to see if we got anything else in. And we do not. So those were the 3 that we had today. Lucas, man, holy shit. Just to do a test, $50, man, you're smoking it. Wow. Love it. So, yeah, like I said, this money is going to go straight into the Hotel Nerd Network. It's going to make things better, stronger, better equipment, get us to live events. Larry's actually put me up to a challenge. He put it up to me on Twitter over the weekend to get John and I to get creds for Comic-Con next year. So
that's awesome.
We'll see what we can do. But yeah, it's 11 o'clock here on the East Coast. John, I know you got to get to work tomorrow.
Right.
So with that, we're going to do sign-offs and call out another great show, and we'll be back on Saturday night.
All right. So you guys can actually reach me at Movie Lovers Unite. You can also check me out at Facebook at Movie Lovers TV Lovers Unite. You can also go on Instagram, actually on there for Movie Lovers Unite. And then also, too, you can also check me out on Twitter at John DeGorio. And then you can also check me out on Movie Lovers Unite on there as well. I also have a WordPress blog that I started up about a couple of months back and everything. We're actually starting that up, and it's actually hitting off pretty well. So if you're into movie news or anything like that, check that out. Tamika also put out some stuff too, which is also my other co-host and everything too. She wound up putting out what fans want to actually hear and stuff like that. So go ahead, vote on what you guys want me to talk about next on the podcast, and just go ahead and have a good fun time over on my podcast and everything. You can find that actually on Spotify. Check it out. Let me know what you guys think.
And y'all can find me on the Twitter if you'd like at jwade1134. That's the letter J, WADE 1134. I also host an SEN live after show called SEN After Live. And we do that on Friday nights. We record usually out over the weekend. This week we got Winston Marshall coming on. Not sure exactly who guest co-host might be. And then the following week we'll have Brett on our show there. And my former co-host will be coming back for that episode. Kaylin Rose will be back for that one, so that'll be fun. But yeah, y'all can check out our show on the Merc with the Movie blog feed on your podcast networks, or we're on YouTube now on SEN Afterlive channel. So check it out. Thank you guys.
Yeah, thank you very much. As with me, my brand all across the board here is Hotel Nerd. Twitter at Hotel Nerd 86. Look me up on Patreon, PayPal now, which I'll put that in the Patreon as well. I'll blast the PayPal information out when we're done here. But Yeah, just look up Hotel Nerd across the board, anywhere on social media. You'll find me. I mean, it's not that difficult. I made it very simple for people to find me. So I have too many things going on to make an entire list. We'll be here for another 20 minutes. So, but yeah, great show. Loved having those two on. Can't wait to have them back on again.
Right.
That was fun. I'm not going to lie. I was nervous as hell for this one. And I think that went off without a hitch. Very, very well done.
Yeah.
Very well crafted. Other than me having a few flubs here trying to get PayPal going on the fly because people were asking to put donations in, which again, thank you. Greatly appreciate that. Was not expecting that. But now it's set up and it's ready to go for future episodes. Send anybody who wants to send requests for further interviews with people or just videos like this. Let me know who you want. I'll reach out and I will not aggressively pursue because I don't want to get hit with harassment charges, but I will pursue interview options and see what we can do with my work schedule and their schedule. I'm open to any and all ideas. So with that, we'll call that a show. Have a good night. Thank you for being on. Thank you for watching. Thank you for donating. This has been a special episode of the Hotel Nerd Podcast. This Tuesday, Saturday, we're back at the original time. So maybe we'll have something lined up for Saturday as well. So we'll have to see. Talk to you later, guys.
All right. Later.